Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back once again in my survival world, ready for another episode together. Today we are doing a little bit of work over here by the Nether portal. We are going to build a Nether Wart farm. It's about time for us to do this because we have used Nether Wart for some potions here and there, and we need to replenish our supplies before we run out. And eventually we're going to get around to making a potion brewing area rather than just throwing it on the ground and doing it there. But for today, this is what we're going to focus on, getting ourselves a good supply of Nether Wart. So let's get started. So to get started for our build, we're going to have to do a little bit of demolition today. We actually are demolishing part of the build we just built in the last episode. Don't worry, it's not much. It's just a little entrance here and the entrance on the other side where we're going to connect this up. We just got to tear this out a little bit, and that's part of base building, is sometimes you put things in place, infrastructure, just so that you can tear it down later to put a room there. And that's what we did. And unfortunately, we're also going to have to destroy a little bit of the mountain underneath our Nether portal, which I had really grown attached to. I really liked the way that it looked, but I didn't plan necessarily incredibly well as far as expansion goes when I built this lower level. Now I had ideas in mind of directions I wanted to build outward, but I never thought about building inward, and this just makes sense to build this over by the Nether portal. And as you can see, we just broke through right there. There's not a whole lot of room, so we can't really build a Nether Wart farm underneath the Nether portal inside the mountain. It's not enough room, so we've got to break through. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build around this area right here and kind of bring it back over, and it might cover up some of this water, but that's okay. So I did a little bit of work off camera because, as I mentioned in the last episode, I have gone away on vacation, and this is going to upload while I'm gone. And yeah, you can see I've placed down some netherrack here just to kind of fill the space in where we carved everything out. But I'm hopefully going to be enjoying myself and having some much needed time away with my family. And so this episode is going to have a lot of jump cuts where I do a lot of progress off camera and just a little bit of updates here and there. When I put this netherrack in, I accidentally destroyed all of the redstone lamps, which I was originally okay with, but now that I see how dark it is, I'm going to go ahead and put those back in. So let me get this place all lit back up, and then we'll keep working together. Alright, so now that we've taken care of that, we are going to start building a little bit of the path out. I've already done some of it here, but I want to show you on camera just where we're going with this. We're basically going to make a right angle here when we meet up with the other pathway, and I think it's just like 1 or 2 more blocks over before it meets up. Yeah, there we go. And we're just going to make this little right angle here, and on the inside of this pathway, you can already see over there to the left, now it's off camera, but you can see that I've placed down a little bit of the soul sand that we need for our Nether Wart farm, and we're going to gather some more of that and clear out the water that's in there because we really, actually, I'm going to sink that down. I don't like how that's flush with the floor. We're going to put it down 1 block, and I'm all about depth. If you guys haven't caught on to that by now, I put a lot of depth into my builds. As much as I can, I don't put similar textures or different textures, for that matter, on the same plane, so that it just makes your builds look a little bit more interesting. So, random topic, while I'm working on this, as you have all heard me talk about quite a bit recently, I am over on Twitter as well, and if you're not following me over there, be sure to do that. I've got my Twitter account handle in the description. That's the word I'm looking for. I couldn't think of the word description for a second there. But follow me over there if that interests you. I post different pictures and previews of episodes that I'm working on, including this one. I'm going to post some of that on Twitter throughout the week while I'm working on this episode before I go away. And, oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Why I'm talking about Twitter. I follow a lot of the Minecraft Pocket Edition developers, and one person in particular who works for Minecraft, or Mojang, or however you like to say it. His name is Jason Major, and within the last couple of days, he has started posting daily feature reveals for the Better Together update, and he said he's going to reveal 1 feature every day until he runs out of features. Now, I hope this doesn't last for like 3 or 4 days and then he runs out of features and that's that. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there's going to be quite a bit. Let me pause this for a second. I need to clear out some of this water, and I'll be right back. We'll keep talking. Okay, now that that water is out of the way, we can keep going with our discussion about daily feature reveals from Jason Major. And this is exciting because we have already gotten reveals about banners, and we've already gotten reveals about Book and Quill, and reveals about stained glass, which I know a lot of people have been asking and asking and asking for a long time for that feature to be added into the game. And it's finally going to be added in the next update, the Better Together update, which is really exciting because you can do a whole lot with that. I mean, you can make really nice looking glass buildings with different colors, or glass floors, or you can put, stained glass over your beacons and change the color of the beam. And I'm excited about that. I think I'm going to try to get some blue stained glass and change the color of my beam on my beacon to blue because, my name's BluJay, and that seems appropriate. I've got a blue bed that we're sleeping in right now, and I've got a blue shulker box that I carry around all my general supplies in, and I like the color blue. So we might potentially do that when stained glass comes out. One feature that has been rumored, that has been officially debunked, that is not coming in the next update, is dual wielding, which I'm a little sad about, but I know it'll come eventually, so I'm not too bummed about it. But yeah, dual wielding is not coming. I can't say that for some reason. It's not coming in the next update, and so we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that to arrive. So this is looking pretty good. I'm going to carve that out and put some netherrack in there to fill that out and complete the look and feel of this area, and then I'll be right back when we're ready to do a little bit more together. Alright, so I have all of the netherrack filled in, I've got all of the soul sand filled in, and now I'm basically just working on the pillars to finish off the main infrastructure of this little section right here. And the idea for this is basically to make it look like a little bit of a nether fortress, maybe like the nether fortress somehow, busted its way out of the nether and made its way into my base. Kind of like the idea of the netherrack and the soul sand and the fire and the lava and all of that stuff that just kind of brings that nethery feel to this side of the nether portal. I feel like it's appropriate to put the Nether Wart farm over here. It just kind of completes the whole picture and adds one more layer of depth to our build area. That's not looking too bad. I'm actually running low on nether supplies, and they are so hard to keep stocked up because it takes so much netherrack to get, but I'm gonna go grab some more so that I can get some more nether brick fences and we can keep going with this build. Before we pop into the nether, I just want to take a look at this real quick. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. It's not quite complete to my liking just yet. I've got some ideas that I want to add to it a little bit later, but that's a good start. That's a good start. Okay, off to the nether. All right, we're back from the nether, and I've got enough supplies, hopefully, to finish off the rest of this build, and we're really not going to do a whole lot more to it. We're just going to complete our little pathway here, maybe add a little bit of a faux roof, not a full roof, just partial roof, onto the top so that it looks good from down here and from the top level as we look down on it, because you can see the roof from the top level, and we want it to look good from all areas. So we're going to do that and put a little storage area in so that we can, collect all of our Nether Wart supplies. And that's about it for this build. That's about all that we're going to do today. And I got to be honest, I'm cranking this thing out as fast as I possibly can because I know vacation is coming and I know I need to get this done before I leave. And I think this is the fastest I've ever put an episode together. I've done pretty much all of this in one night. I'm not going to be able to finish it all in one night, but most of it is going to be done tonight. And I wanted to ask you guys about that. How do you feel about once in a while doing just a smaller build and a smaller episode? Now, I don't want to do like a 5-minute episode just to have a throwaway kind of thing. I want to have enough content to make it interesting, but I'm not necessarily, married to the idea that every episode has to be at least 30 minutes, and if it's 40 minutes, even better. It doesn't have to be a really, really long episode. I just want enough content for it to be worth watching. So maybe once in a while I can consider doing a smaller build that I can do relatively quickly and get out an episode a little bit faster than my normal turnaround time. So anyway, we're over here going on to the other side of our nether portal up here because I've stored some of my nether wart, and actually this is pretty much all of my nether wart that I have in my possession. And I've been kind of growing it and using it as I need it, and now it's time to actually have a decent farm rather than just a few pieces of soul sand here and there. And we're going to plant this stuff and watch it grow, and hopefully we will have a full inventory in no time. And speaking of full inventory, we are going to put down some chests now. It's just going to be a basic layout. There's nothing fancy about this at all. There's no redstone involved. It is literally just a room off to the side. Not even a room, it's just like a little corner that I dug out. And that's where we're going to put our chests so that we can store our nether wart. This doesn't need any redstone because there's really no reason why I would need a sorting system for this. Literally, the only thing that's going to be stored in here is nether wart. Nothing else. So there's really not... Ooh, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to connect that sideways once I jump down. Let's give that a try. Oops. Sneak. And nope, I did not think that would work. So I'm going to have to tear some of this down so I can put that last chest down. I can't do it through there. Okay. Carving you out. Anyway, like I was saying, literally the only thing in here is going to be nether wart, and there's really no reason to put any kind of redstone into this. So there's our storage system. It's just a few chests that we're going to store lots and lots of nether wart as we gather it over time so that we can use it for our potions. That's looking pretty good. We're just about done, guys. Done some more work off camera, and time for the tour. We've got our chests, and our nether wart is growing as it should, and here before long, we're going to have a full little plot of land there growing enough nether wart that we will never run out, which will be nice. And look, I did some work. I put the faux roof on. I added that lava back in over to the right because it looked a little sad without that big lava stream. I had to take it out when I dug through just because I needed room to build this nether wart farm, but I really needed to add that lava back in, and I told my wife that I took it out, and she was a little bit sad about it as well and said, oh, you gotta find a way to put that lava back in. So there it is. It's back in. And I think that's gonna about do it for this episode. Unfortunately, guys, I am out of time, and I have to wrap this up so that I can get this episode out for you guys before I leave for vacation. And I'm really happy with how this farm turned out. I'm really happy with the look. I'm really happy with the amount of nether wart that we're going to collect. I mean, honestly, it's a single-player world. I'm the only one that's going to be using it, so we're never going to run out of the stuff. As long as we farm it well and put it in chests when we're not using it and, you know, keep up with it, we're going to have an unlimited supply of nether wart for our potions. And speaking of potions, hopefully sometime in the near future, I'm not sure how soon, but sometime soon, we're going to build a potion brewing station so that we can put this nether wart to use. Because it's, you know, it's not the prettiest looking plant that you can grow in Minecraft, so we gotta get some use out of it. And we're gonna do that. So that's for another episode, for another day, for another time. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've gotta fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.